Hello everyone, Harry Baldock here, editor for Total Telecom. We're here on day 2 of Connected Britain. Everything is still in full swing here. I'm delighted to be joined by John Cassidy, the Business Development Manager for Routing and Switching at Ciena. How's things going today?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah, it started strong as usual, so it's always a busy show. It's one of my favourite shows in the whole calendar. All my customers come here, so it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, had a really good show.
Lovely, we always love to hear that. Ciena, obviously, a big part of a lot of the networks in the UK. What are you guys doing in the residential FTTP market right now?
Okay, so we've kind of come of age now in terms of our residential fibre to the home proposition. We've done a series of acquisitions over the past year. So we acquired Benu, who is our virtualized BNG solution. We've also acquired Tibit, who is our micro OLT solution. So it's an OLT on a plug. So what we're trying to do with all this is we're trying to show, when you combine that with our routing platforms, which have been established now for circa 12 years, we've got a whole end-to-end solution that we can bring to our customers that offers them something different to the other vendors potentially. So we've got disaggregation from a point of view of our plugs, which gives the customers choice about how they deploy their networks. It can scale down as well as up. And then also you've got the BNG, which is more, it's a virtualized solution, and it allows our customers to separate the control plane and the user plane. And that's super important in terms of where you want to put your network and how you want to build your network. We're trying not to prescribe to our customers. We're trying to let our customers get the flexibility to build the way they want to and march to their own tune and do their own thing.
So what kind of advantages does that have for these customers? How do you kind of convince them that your method is the kind of the way to go?
Okay, yeah, so it's an interesting question. So in terms of the BNG, we're really quite new to the market in terms of we're bringing a virtualized solution, and there are virtualized solutions out there, but what we're bringing is that the strength of Ciena, but also the fact that we can virtualize and separate the control and user plane. So by separating that control and user plane, as I said before, you get that flexibility. So you can deploy your user plane out further in the network, and your control plane can sit centrally. What it does is optimize your hardware usage. It optimizes where your blast radius, if there's a failure, for example. It optimizes where you can put your CG NAT. So you've got a much smaller zone of NATed clients so in scenarios where you need to find somebody in that NAT, it's a lot smaller pot. So that again is a big advantage to the customers. When it comes to the OLTs, what's really key about this is that because it plugs into any router, whether it's a Ciena router or a third-party router, it gives you that flexibility to compress everything in your cabinet. So we've got in our particular solution, we've got DWDM, we've got routing, and we've got a OLT all in a single box. We are approximately half the RU of any of our kind of comparing solutions. So that's another factor that it gives to our customers is the fact that we have sustainability advantages, because number one, we're using less RU, therefore there's less space in the cabinet, cooling requirements are improved, therefore less power is used. Our boxes drive a lot less power than our competition, so we often find that as an advantage, because the less power nowadays with costs spiraling, that's a key advantage for our customers. And then obviously when you combine all that with the fact you've got a DWM plug-in in there as well, it just everything is optimized around giving you flexibility and giving you the ability to build your network the way you want.
Would you say that's really kind of the key differentiator for you as a system provider?
Yeah, I think so. I think the fact that we're trying to compress all the business cases to allow you to get to places where you couldn't get to before. So, for example, in rural areas, the fact that you've got a one-box solution to get out to your customers can really tightens the cost base. Therefore, you might be able to get out where you couldn't before. So that's a key advantage. The other key advantage of why Ciena is that we're open. Because we've come to the market later, and because we're having quite a dynamic solution, we've had to also interwork with everyone that's got kit out there, and so we came in with an open mindset. So we don't lock our plugs to our boxes. We are open around that. We don't lock our LLTs just to our boxes. We can put them in any router that's out in the marketplace. And we are open in terms of working with the ONTs from other vendors. So what we're trying to do is just stay open so our customers get some flexibility and choice. And the final thing I'd like to say on why Ciena and why come to us is that the acquisition of Bennu and the acquisition of Tibit, both of those companies were very young companies, startup mentality, changing the market, changing the way that they work and changing the business. But what Ciena have done is wrap them in the safety of a large organization with trust and longevity. And so you've got the startup mentality in that security of the kind of company that is Ciena.
Yeah, it all sounds really exciting, John. As always, it's great to speak to you today. I hope you have a great rest of the conference.
I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.